My name's Terry and this is the Creative Bush Homestead. Welcome to my channel. This is my second video. My first one was an introduction and I talked about how creative I like to be and how I like to find things that bring joy into my life, and living on a bush block, you know, not close to spotlight and all the other places where you need to get your creative tools and materials from. I've sort of have my own spotlight shop in the house, so because I've been collecting for many years, but then nevertheless I like to sort of have a go at doing different things. Now my latest thing that I'm doing is I'm covering a box so that it can be used for putting wool in while you're winding on your circular knitting machine. Something I'm interested in getting. My girlfriend Catherine, who also is a bit of a creative person as well, already bought one. So I thought, well, she's left it with me to give it a go. And I thought, well, I don't want my wool rolling all over the floor. So I saw this box, which is actually a beer carton. And they do some pretty nifty looking beer cartons these days. This one had handles in it and everything like that. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll turn that into a box for keeping the wool in. So basically I've started doing it. So it's not a bad size. So you'll get a decent skein of wool in it. I sort of made it so it had a mouth so that I could fit my skeins of wool in it. And then where it's the last bit of handle, because I've actually cut that out when I've cut out this mouth section, that'll be where I'll pull my wool through. Now I've had a lot of fun covering this because I'm a have-a-goer. I always have a go at something. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out the way I want it to work out while I'm doing it. So to start with, this was not the original scrapbooking paper that I was using. I actually found some scrapbooking paper because I've got heaps of it. You know, I used to scrapbooking and now I use it for my journaling and covering things. So I found this one and I thought, oh, I really love that. It's native, it's white, it's fresh looking. I'll do that. So I covered the whole box in it. I only had 3 sheets, so I still had to cover the sides in the red. And I think I covered the bottom as well. But now I didn't really have to cover the bottom because I've found something else to put on the bottom. Anyway, after I finished covering it and thought, oh, it's drying, so I'll come back and have a look, I realised the flowers were upside down. Now, I could have left them like that. I mean, come on, it's only a box to put wool in. But me being me, I thought, no, I don't want upside down flowers. I want flowers that are the right way up. So that's when I found 3 more pages in this scrapbooking pad of paper, and I ended up doing it in this pattern. Then I thought, oh, I will just get some black felt pen and edge the sides so you can't actually see where the join of all the papers are. What a mess. I mean, I don't have the most steadiest of hands at the best of times, so that was not a good idea. So then I thought, oh, what else can I do? So then I found the ribbon, because I've got heaps of ribbon lying around, because I sew and I do other things as well. Pardon me. And so I put the ribbon on, but I used double-sided tape, thinking that that's perfect. Good way to go. Use double-sided tape and you'll get the ribbon on really well. Came back the next day and lots of the ribbon on the sides were peeling off. So consequently, I had to take that off. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to have to go back to my trusty Boyle craft glue, which you get from Bunnings. Now, I'd never ever seen this glue before, but I watch a lady who does journaling and she is amazing with her journaling. She doesn't, you know, get digital downloads for her papers or go out and buy papers or anything like that. She goes to secondhand shops, she collects books, anyway, blah, blah, blah. Her name is Natasha and she has a channel called Treasure Books. If you're into journaling or you want to see some very interesting ways of doing things, covering boxes, whatever. Go and have a look at Natasha at Treasure Book. She's brilliant. I've learned so much from her. But anyway, that's how oh God, I'm so clumsy. That's how I discovered the craft glue. So consequently, it's a big bottle. It's not a very soft bottle, and I found I needed a softer bottle for squeezing it out. So I found another receptacle. So I basically used to colour my hair, gave up on that a few years ago, got sick of buying it. Anyway, and they came in these really, really soft squeezy bottles. The mixing stuff, you mixed it all in the bottle. And I thought, that's brilliantly soft. I can use that for my craft glue. So basically, that's what we're going to do now. I've done most of the sides. So I'm just going to try and angle the camera so you can watch me do the mouth. And that's basically all I'm going to be able to do in these little dots. So that's the ribbon. And then I thought, oh, I really would like to do the handle, and that's going to be a trick and a half, I tell you. So I found bigger dots, and I thought, oh, they'll be all right for the around the handle, just a bit of contrast. Yep, do that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try and angle the camera so that you can actually see me doing it, and while we have a little chat about other things I do. Okay, up high. Will it come? Oh, don't you dare pull out. Will you come forward enough? Oh, no, it's not going to stay. Stay where I put you. How's that? Okay, now I might need to move this over a little bit, my glass mat that I use for doing lots of work on. And of course, everything goes crashing around me because I'm a bit clumsy. And this is what we're going to do next. We're going to do the mouth. It really needs to be up a little bit higher, doesn't it? I don't know how. Bring it over and then see how high I can get it, which means I actually won't be able to see what's happening on the camera. Pardon my arm moving forward. Is that good? Oh, that doesn't look too bad, does it? Okay, so let's have a go at this. So, as I said, I'm going to glue, well, I will measure the mouth because, you know, I could use, I've got heaps of tape measures, but hey, let's just measure the inside of here, where I'm going to try and put some more. I think that should be long enough, so we'll give that a bit of a clip. If you can hear the clicking of my chair, it's stuck because I'm on tiles and it's terrible for moving the actual chair around so that I can get closer to the table. So I am now. Okay, I'm going to have to turn this bottle upside down to get the glue to run into it. I might just bring that down a little bit lower so you can sort of see my process. Okay, so all this for some balls of wool and a knitting machine. I have had knitting machines in the past, and I say machines because, you know, I try these things, and when the kids were younger, I tried to knit jumpers on the knitting machine I had. I mean, both the knitting machines I've had have been secondhand, so they didn't cost a lot of money, but, you know, I tried these things. So basically, it's hard work. I'm not saying the circular machine's going to be easy, but what I intend to do with it, like socks for Glenn, work socks to wear with his work boots. I've got some wool that I haven't used, and I say wool because wool is the best thing for socks. Unfortunately, he's had bought a lot of acrylic socks over the years, and I'll just move that along so that you can see me do the rest of it. He's bought a lot of acrylic socks over the years, and they don't really last. So I thought, well, I've got the smaller needle knitting machine. I've got a basic idea of how to knit his socks. I do knit socks by hand. I have been for years, but I prefer to knit socks out of the wool I spin. but seeing this is heavier, and I spin quite finely, so it'd take a lot of plying the wool together. Okay, so we'll just leave that there. I've got the glue. It's very sticky. I'm going to bring that back into frame if I can. Yeah, go backwards, Terry. That's the way you work it. Okay, so it's great glue, as I said. It really sticks. And if you can stop it from getting it on your fingers so you don't get it on the... It's got a bit of movement too, because it doesn't glue straight away, which I find really, really great. And it's not like wet glue where it's sort of, you know, it's... Wet glue tends, I don't know if I said this before, but wet glue tends to make paper go very wrinkly because it's, I think it, you know, the aqua here or whatever, not, that's what you wood glue. Well, it's like wood glue, isn't it? But it's like a school craft glue, and it's white, and it doesn't, it makes the paper wrinkly anyway. Not to worry if I get any glue where I don't want it, because I actually have a glue removing rubber. Didn't know it was a glue removing rubber until I watched Natasha. So that was a good thing to find, because I'd had this rubber for quite a while, because, you know, I get the urge to do a bit of art at times, and I thought, oh, that looks like a rubber that I'll just show you. So this is the glue rubber, okay, which I now know through Natasha that will rub off this sort of glue. But my mother used to be an artist, and she used to use what I used to think was like a piece of cheese for art. And when I couldn't find this particular one for a long time, but I found this one. So I was always trying to use it to rub, you know, anything off the page I didn't like. And I'm telling you right now, it made one mess. So when I discovered, and I just put it away like I do a lot of my craft stuff if I don't have a use for it at the time. And here we go, got to the end of here. I'm just gonna tuck it in, make sure that it's adhering to where I want it to adhere. Pardon me coughing. I should have brought some water down, because when I talk now, I get a little scratchy in the throat, but that's okay. We'll get by. I'm not stopping this video again. This is my third attempt. The first attempt, my husband decided to interrupt me, and we were having lunch, and that's great. But it's sort of like, I told you I was going to do a video. Oh, I can't remember that. Well, that's what happens, isn't it? We can't always remember what somebody says to us. So, but he was feeding me, and I will admit, for the last, since 2009, my husband has been doing the cooking, and I do not go in the kitchen when he's cooking. He's quite possessive about the kitchen when he's cooking, and I'm not allowed to give any suggestions. He flies by the seat of his pants. As with most things, he does them very well, and he's an amazing cook. If I'd known he could cook so well, he would have been cooking for the kids and me years ago. I would have gone out to work. Okay, so we've done that area, and it doesn't look like I'm really... Oh, there's a little bit of glue here, so I'll just give that a little bit of a rub, and it turns it into a bit of a ball, you know, like a little ball of rubber, and then it just comes off or just flicks somewhere. So that's pretty good. There's another little bit. Sometimes I try and do the glue before it dries. I mean, it can be taken off after it dries because it's still a bit rubbery. And so that doesn't look too bad, does it? Okay, let's do the top part. Have I enough ribbon? I think I have. Now, let's measure it in my fantastic measuring way. Okay, and there. to there. Okay, I'll just cut that off here. And I think I should have enough left for the two sides. This side. Yes. And just, yes, perfect. Okay, let's glue this up. Is it this one? Gosh, I'm terrible, aren't I? Misplacing things or having things that all look alike. Anyway, getting back to recycling, repurposing and reusing, I do like to try and do that when I possibly can. I'll just make sure that this is the bit for the sides and I've got enough. 1, 2, yes I have. Okay, so we'll put that over with the big dotty ribbon so I don't lose it. Got a bit of that comes off this glass so easily. It's a brilliant surface for doing these sorts of things without, you know, come on, come down. I should have actually turned it up, closed it and turned it upside down in my little roundabout thing, which I have a hole for. Okay, here we go. How much glue? I don't think it really needs a lot of glue. It's just that you do need to cover the sides. Obviously, it's a lot more messier than using double-sided tape, but as I found out, the double-sided tape isn't effective. And look, I had even thought of using my glue gun, but I don't know. I just don't find glue guns that effective, to be quite honest. I did a project with them with a large glue gun, which I'll tell you about next time because I have some other projects to show you in another video, but we don't want this going on forever. So I just thought I'd show you what I was up to at the moment. Okay, a bit more glue down this end. There will be a bit of glue on the front of the ribbon, but like I said, that will come off. Okay, so let's just, will I turn that over? No, I think it looks neat enough. This should be fun. Okay, yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna put some flowers or something on it. It's an edge. Oh, that's right, I'm covering that edge with another piece of ribbon, aren't I? So that will cover that anyway. So I can worry about that then. Have I gone off camera? Up this way. Can you see what I'm doing? Look, I'm not very good with camera work and everything like that. But then, you know, doing these videos are like a bit of a hobby for me too. They're an outlet. You know, I want other people to see that there's so many things you can do with what you have lying around the house, or, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be repurposing or recycling. It could be, you know, something that I'm doing that I really enjoy that somebody else would like to do and know, well, we're on YouTube. Did you find how to do that? And, you know, I'm better at redirecting people to places rather than, like I said, I'm not really a teacher. I don't have the patience to get everything ready, and for me it's a lot of time, and I'm sorry, that just didn't bring me joy when I tried it, and I decided I prefer to be doing rather than teaching. So just going to chop that bit here so it will go there. Okay, so basically this is where we're up to. This is what I've done. And I'm just pressing that down so that you can see it. Okay. Like I said, I've got my rubber. How's that looking? Not too bad. Not too bad at all, actually. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, well, I will finish that off camera. It was just something I wanted to show you that I'd sort of repurposed and had a use for, even though it was just a a cardboard box. If I can work it out, I will. There's a few places where I've missed on glue, so that's not going to be a biggie to fix that. So basically that's the box. And hello, I'm back again. So I'm quite pleased with that, and I'll continue on with that and finish it. And then next video, I might be able to show you something else that I'm working on. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a tick. And if you're really enjoying my channel, subscribe. I'd love you to be part of my adventure here. Okay, have a great day. See you soon. Bye.